George Pearl, a leading regionalist in this country, has said that Salt Lake City is one of the few places left in America where one truly has a sense of place. Salt Lake City just didn't happen. Perhaps no other city has been so anticipated, so planned. In the years before they left Nauvoo, the Mormons looked for a place that nobody else wanted, and they found the Salt Lake Valley.
Salt Lake City, in particular, has had a unique history in terms of urban design. We had a very strong leader in Brigham Young who, when he laid out the city, laid out 10-acre blocks, which are extremely large by any city standards. I think it was in 1919 that the city first established a planning rule. Nothing was really done until 1943 when the city adopted its first official master plan. And that was basically a very two-dimensional land use plan where the city said, okay, in order for us to have a well-organized, usable city, we're going to put all of the office buildings here, and we're going to have all of the neighborhoods here, and we'll have all the industry over here, and this is the way we're going to organize our city and organize our lives so that the city works for us all. In 1967, the city updated its master plan to include the things that had happened during that 20-year period to try to manage the growth that had taken place already. Right now, 20 years after that, we're doing the same thing. We're managing the growth. I don't think we're one step ahead of it.
Salt Lake City is at a turning point, growing even though we may prefer not to. How do we avoid the mistakes other cities have made?
A number of years ago, many of our cities were subjected to the bulldozer approach to urban design or urban renewal, where large sections of their town were gutted to make way for the new city. A few years later, people found that was not a very smart thing, and where they thought they were building better things, they really had destroyed what really made a city tick. Fortunately, Salt Lake City didn't go through a period like that. So we have more to build upon in our urban area downtown than some of the cities. And I think the challenge for us as we see Salt Lake grow, and we will see more pressures for growth in the future, is how to deal with this growth and at the same time respect the historical development of the city that has grown to the point where it is now. And I think that has to do with looking at what is so unique about Salt Lake City, what are the forces that shape it, the cultural forces, religious forces, the economic forces, and try to develop an urban form in a city that grows because of these forces.
There's a real importance in building into the existing fabric of the city, maintaining what can be maintained, rehabilitating what can be rehabilitated, as opposed to a city that is row after row of sterile block with no doorways, no windows, nothing interesting. Those are dangerous cities, and they feel like they're dangerous places to be in. In fact, it's been shown that as you take away activity from the street, crime rates go up. So the city needs to do everything it can to encourage that kind of pedestrian activity. And I think we see some good examples of that down at the new Triad Center around the Devereaux House, where there's a lot of outdoor activities planned, a lot of places to go and sit and relax. We've seen new developments just west of the temple grounds, where the church built a genealogical library and the church museum. And what they did that was so fantastic there was that they split the two buildings in an L shape in the center of the block, so that as you're walking up from the west, the temple's perfectly framed right in between them, and you get a wonderful view of something that is really the heart of our city. You know, it's really the sense of the city and why Salt Lake City is here. It's that kind of sensitivity on a between-the-block basis also that constitutes urban design.